Yes, students, good morning. And as you know that we are discussing with class 11th physics. Class 11th physics, chapter 12, part first. Thermodynamics. So, dear students, now today we are going to start our new chapter, that is thermodynamics, and this is also one of the part of the thermal physics. As in the previous chapter we had discussed about thermostatics, we had discussed about thermostatics, and in thermostatics we had studied what? We had studied about heat, temperature, heat capacity, latent heat transfer, conduction, convection and radiation we had discussed in heat transfer. Then thermal conductivity also we had discussed. Thermal conductivity. So dear students, what these things we had discussed in thermostatics, and in these topics we had discussed about the heat flow within a body, or how the heat flow within a body from one end to another end, or from one body to the another body. We had never discussed, or we had never taken into the account for the surrounding also. Okay, is some heat is going in the surrounding, or is the surrounding is doing work on the body? These things we had not discussed. We had only discussed about the static part of thermal physics. Now, in the next part of the thermal physics, that is thermodynamics, we will study about thermodynamics. Thermodynamics. And in this topic, in this thermodynamics, we will discuss about flow of heat from a given body that we will call as system to the surrounding. Means flow of heat from one system to the surrounding. So this is thermodynamics, and thermodynamics is what? It is the macroscopic part, of thermal physics. It is macroscopic part of thermal physics. Now dear students, what is the meaning of macroscopic part of thermal physics? Macro, there are two things, that is microscopic. In this we will study at the atomic and molecular level. Atomic and molecular level. In this we will study at atomic and molecular level. But when we are talking about macroscopic physics, means we will not, in macroscopic we are not going to consider about the atomic or molecular vibrations or atomic or molecular displacements. We will discuss about the microscopic things, that is pressure, volume and temperature. So we will consider as pressure, volume and temperature. Okay, so in thermodynamics we will consider about the pressure, volume and temperature. As in case of mechanics, we had seen that for in mechanics, if you are talking about the equilibrium, then in that equilibrium we will consider that the net forces acting on the body is 0 or the net torque acting on the body is 0. But when we are discussing about thermodynamics, so in thermodynamics the whole matter is not moving. As in case of mechanics, we had studied that the whole mass or matter is moving from one place to other place. But in case of thermodynamics, there is no any such case that the whole mass or matter is moving from one place to other place. It is in thermodynamics, it is the movement of the energy from one body to the another, that is system to the surrounding. So it is thermodynamics where the pressure, volume and temperature is going to be changed due to the change in the heat or temperature of the body. So in this case, in thermodynamics, just like mechanics, nothing is going to be moved from one place to another place. These macroscopic parameters, what we had discussed, that the pressure, volume and temperature, due to the change in any of these, the another quantity is being changed. So this is the macroscopic physics. So in thermodynamics we will discuss about the macroscopic physics. Now let us discuss about the various terms which will be generally used in this chapter. Okay students, so the first thing is thermodynamic system. Thermodynamic system. So dear students, thermodynamic system is the assembly of extremely large number of particles, atoms and molecules at certain assembly of large number of particles, assembly of large number of particles at certain pressure, volume and temperature. It is the assembly of large number of particles at certain pressure, volume and temperature, and this is called as thermodynamic system. Now surrounding the region outside the thermodynamic system is called as surrounding. Region outside the thermodynamic system is called as surrounding. That is called as surrounding. And the third is boundary. What is boundary? So boundary is a layer or partition between the system and surrounding. So the layer which gives the partition between system and the layer which gives the partition between system and surrounding. So look at here students, suppose This is an area we had selected, and in area there are various molecules. Or you can call it as the constituent of the system over which we are going to do our study. So this is at prescribed pressure, volume and temperature. Okay. So this is called as, this area is called as thermodynamic system. Thermodynamic system. Thermodynamic. This is called as what? This is called as thermodynamic system. Now, this is the boundary, and the area, this is called as surrounding. This is called as surrounding. The area outside this system, it is called as surrounding, and the medium which is bifurcating or partitioning the area of this system and the surrounding is called as the boundary. This is called as the boundary. For example, suppose you had taken a balloon, and in that balloon you had kept certain gas at certain pressure, volume and temperature. Then the outer surface of the balloon can be considered as the boundary. The outer surface of the balloon is considered as the boundary, and means the wall which is separating the area outside the system, that is called as surrounding, and whatever the things you had taken inside the balloon, that is called as the system, and the layer which is the rubber layer which is separating the system and the surrounding is called as the boundary. So this is the proper classification of a thermodynamic system. A thermodynamic system can be understood like that. Okay. So this is about the various terms which are being used in case of thermodynamic system, that is system, surrounding and the boundary. Okay. Now dear students, we will classify the thermodynamic system. Classification of thermodynamic system. Classification of thermodynamic system. So, on the basis of transfer of heat energy between the system and the surrounding, on the basis of transfer of heat energy between the system and surrounding. On the basis of transfer of heat energy between the system and the surrounding, thermodynamic systems can be classified as thermodynamic system can be classified as. First classification is what? First classification is the open system. Now dear students, what is the meaning of open system? Suppose there is a system in which these are the constituents of the system, and this is the surrounding, and it is bifurcated from the surrounding by a wall, that is called the boundary. And if any change of the pressure, volume or temperature, means If it is a thermodynamic system, means it has certain certain state means thermodynamic state means it has certain pressure, volume and temperature. And if you are going to do any change in its thermodynamic state, then if due to that change the heat energy or the mass is being transferred in between the system and surrounding, means if there is any exchange of mass, you can say that matter also, mass or matter and energy between the system and surrounding. If there is any exchange of mass or matter and energy between the system and surrounding, then that type of system is called as open system. That type of system is referred as open system. Okay, so this system is called as open system. And now we will discuss about these systems quite in detail when we are discussing about the thermodynamic state. Now look at here, the another type of system is closed system. Closed system. Second one is closed system. In closed system, what will happen? The energy is being transferred from the system to the surrounding, but mass remains the constant. Energy is being transferred from system to the surrounding, but mass, matter remains constant. Mass or matter remains constant. Then that type of system is called as what? Closed system. And third one is isolated system. Isolated system. Isolated system is what? Isolated system is what? In that type of system, neither energy nor mass is being transferred between system and surrounding. Neither energy nor mass is being transferred in between system and surrounding. Suppose you had pumped air in your cycle tube, then in that case there is no transfer of mass and energy to the surrounding. But if there is a puncture, then it will be the isolated system, because there is no any exchange of mass, matter and energy between system and surrounding, then it is the isolated system. But when your tube or tire is going to be punctured, then there is obviously there is a transfer of energy and matter between the system and the surrounding. So that type of system is the open system. ठीक है? Means there is an exchange between system and surrounding. So this is the opaque system. Okay, so these are the classification of different types of thermodynamic system. Now we will discuss about thermal equilibrium and thermodynamic equilibrium. So dear students, now we are going to discuss about thermodynamic equilibrium. Thermodynamic equilibrium. And what is the meaning of thermodynamic equilibrium? As in case of mechanics, you had studied that in mechanics, equilibrium means net force or net torque acting on the body is zero. Clear? If net torque or net force acting on the body is zero, then that is called as thermodynamic equilibrium. If net force or torque acting on the body is zero, then it is called as in mechanical equilibrium. But the thermodynamic equilibrium has a very little different concepts. So what is the basic concept behind the thermodynamic equilibrium? So in case of thermodynamic equilibrium, whatever the thermodynamic states of the two systems given to you, suppose I am saying that I am discussing about thermodynamic equilibrium. Suppose there are two systems. Suppose this is system 1, thermodynamic system A, and this is thermodynamic system B. Clear, students? And both are separated by a wall which does not allow the mass, matter or heat to transfer from one body to another body. That is called as adiabatic wall. Adiabatic wall is that wall which does not allow the energy or matter to transfer from one system to the another system. Okay, so there are two systems, that is system A and system B, and the system A has its pressure P1, volume, this is volume V1 and temperature T1, and system B has pressure P2, volume V2 and temperature T2. Now if there is no any transfer of energy from system A to system B, there is no any exchange of pressure between system A and system B, and there is no any rise and fall in temperature in between system A and system B, means with the passage of time, if the thermodynamic state of system A and the thermodynamic state of system B remains the same, means after time t, if the pressure, volume and temperature of system A remains P1, V1 and T1, and after time t, if the pressure, volume and temperature of system B remains as P2, V2 and T2, then both the systems are said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium. Means for thermodynamic equilibrium, what we can say, if the pressure, volume and temperature of system A and system B remains the same with passage of time, with passage of time, then both the systems are said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium. Both the systems are said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium if the thermodynamic state of system A is same as the thermodynamic state of system B, then both the systems A and B are said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium. So this is about the thermodynamic equilibrium. Now we are going to discuss about the thermal equilibrium. Dear students, as it is clear from the name of the topic, thermal equilibrium. Thermal means temperature. It is related to temperature. So thermal equilibrium means to say that if two systems are at same temperature, if two systems are at the same temperature, then that type of systems are called as thermal equilibrium. Then how can you say that the two systems are at the same temperature? So again, considering the previous examples, I am telling you, suppose there are the two systems. That is system A and system B. Clear? Now in the previous example, when we are talking about the thermodynamic equilibrium, in which we had separated both the system A and B by adiabatic wall, that wall which does not allow to exchange the energy, heat energy as well as mass between two systems. But here we had separated both the systems by a diathermic wall. Diathermic wall. And this is adiabatic wall. Adiabatic wall. This is adiabatic wall. Adiabatic wall means to say that it does not allow the exchange of pressure, volume or heat as well as matter from system to the surrounding. This is the surrounding for both the systems, and there is no any exchange of energy as well as matter between this system to the surrounding. So we had considered it as adiabatic wall, but here we had in between both the systems we had considered a diathermic wall, not the adiabatic wall. And this diathermic wall exchange the heat as heat, not matter, heat from system A to system B. So if it is initially it is at temperature P1, V1 and temperature T1, and initially it is at temperature P2, V2 and temperature T2. Now since both the systems are separated by a diathermic wall, so there must be the exchange of heat from one system to the other system in such a way that the temperature of both the system remains the same. It means the temperature of both the system become T, that is T1 is equal to T2. And if we are talking about T1 is equal to T2, then there must be the change in the other thermodynamic states, that is pressure and volume. So after exchange of heat, after exchange of heat in between system A and system B, what will be the thermodynamic state of both the systems? It will become P1 dash V1 dash temperature T, and system B will become P2 dash V2 dash and T. And since the temperature of both the system become equal after the exchange of heat, so this condition is called as thermal equilibrium. This condition is called as thermal equilibrium. This system is called as thermal equilibrium. Means now what happened after time t, or after exchange of heat between both the systems, the temperature of system A became equal to the temperature of system B, and it is said to have the thermal equilibrium. So dear students, now you had cleared with the concept of thermodynamic equilibrium and thermal equilibrium. Now moving on the next topic. So dear students, now we are going to discuss about the zeroth law of thermodynamics. This zeroth law of thermodynamics was formulated. It was formulated by R.H. Fowler in the year 1931. R.H. Fowler was the scientist who had formulated zeroth law. And why it is named as zeroth law? Because it was formulated after first law of thermodynamics, but it is the basic concept of thermodynamics, so it is called as zeroth law of thermodynamics. So what does the zeroth law of thermodynamics states? The zeroth law of thermodynamics states that if there are two systems, that is system A and system B, so if system A and system B are in thermal equilibrium with system C, then both the systems, that is system A and system B are in thermal equilibrium with each other. Okay, dear students, this is the thing. Means suppose I am explaining it with diagram. Look at here. Suppose here there is a system. This is system C. We are saying at system, this is system C, and this is separated by a diathermic wall with system A and system B. And this is what this is diathermic wall, diathermic wall, and this is what? This is adiabatic wall. Adiabatic. This is adiabatic wall, and this is system A, and this is system B. It means to say that in between system A and system B there should not be any exchange of energy and matter, but system C and system A and system B and system A should have the exchange of energy and matter because it is separated by a diathermic wall. And as both the system A and system B is separated by a diathermic wall with system C, means system C and system A and system C and system B are in thermal equilibrium. Now the second step should be what? Second step should be, if this diathermic wall can be replaced by adiabatic wall and this adiabatic wall is being replaced by diathermic wall, then what will happen? Look at here. Now system A is in thermal equilibrium with system C and system B is in thermal equilibrium with system C. Now we are going to replace it. Look at here. This is adiabatic wall, and this is diathermic wall. Now look at here. Now both are in equilibrium with system A is in thermal equilibrium with system C and system B is also in thermal equilibrium with system C. Now both the systems, this is system C, this is system A and this is system B. Now look at here. If both are separated by a diathermic wall, then there should be exchange of heat between these two systems, that is system A and system B. And since there is an exchange of heat from system A to system B, so these also become in thermal equilibrium. So if two systems are in thermal equilibrium with one system, then both the systems will become in thermal equilibrium. So from here, from the zeroth law, it is clear that temperature is a thermodynamic variable which states about the thermal equilibrium of the two systems. So we can conclude from this zeroth law that temperature is what? Temperature is a thermodynamic variable which gives the idea that two systems are in thermal equilibrium or not. So we can say that concept of temperature, we will discuss about the concept of temperature on the basis of zeroth law. So what is the concept of temperature on the basis of zeroth law? We can say that zeroth law of thermodynamics implies that zeroth law of thermodynamics implies that, what does the zeroth law of thermodynamics implies? It implies that temperature is a physical quantity which has the same value for all the systems which are in thermal equilibrium with each other. So we can say that temperature is a physical quantity which states that temperature is a physical quantity which states that two systems which are in thermal equilibrium is also be in thermal equilibrium with the third system. So it is clear that if temperature of system A is equal to temperature of system B, C, and temperature of system B is equal to temperature of system C, then we can easily say that temperature of system A that is equal to temperature of system B, means both are in thermal equilibrium. Both are in thermal equilibrium. Both the systems are in thermal equilibrium. Now, dear students, so we can understand temperature in three ways. First, temperature is a thermodynamic variable. Temperature is a thermodynamic variable which states about thermal equilibrium. Which states about what? Thermal equilibrium. Temperature is a thermodynamic variable which states about the thermodynamic equilibrium. Second thing is temperature measures the degree of hotness and coldness. Temperature measures the degree of hotness and coldness. And the third one is it decides the direction of flow of heat. Temperature, it decides the direction of heat flow. So there are in three ways we can understand the temperature. First is that it decides about the thermal equilibrium. Second thing, degree of hotness and coldness. And the third thing, what should be the direction of heat flow. These three things will be decided, or this is the concept of temperature in thermodynamics. This is the concept of temperature in thermodynamics. So that's all for this video, students. Now in the next video we will discuss about heat, internal energy and work done. Okay students, thank you, have a nice day.